Hello, before this video begins, there's a special announcement that I need to bring to you. Okay, so on the 13th of August, your boy, your very athletic and very fit running man is gonna be participating in this City to Surf, city's largest run that I believe is 14 kilometers long. How the hell am I gonna run 14 kilometers without potentially ending up in the ER? I've got no idea. No clue. But I'm doing this all in the name of charity because I will be fundraising for the kids with cancer. I've got all my links and stuff in the description below, my own fundraising page. If you would like to donate and support the fundraiser, that would be very kind of you. I thank you a lot. At the end, I will also be contributing my own monies. And yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I will be recording it and I will get to publish it and show it to all of you. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's begin with the video. Cue my intro. Review. Fuck, I put fog all over the camera. So recently your boy went to go watch Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer? Give me up! No. However you want to pronounce the name of the film, okay? Your boy went to go watch it. You know, it's premiere week, it's the opening week for the film, and I didn't initially plan to go watch it, but it was available, and I heard there was very good reviews on this movie. And you know, the whole trend thing with it coming out at the same time as Barbie. I don't actually know why so many people give a shit about Barbie, because I don't know. They don't look promising. But I'll get back to you on that when I actually do go see it, because you know, now I have to. It's part of the trend, and I do YouTube and I need to hop on those as fast as possible. So, Oppenheimer. Interestingly enough, I actually enjoyed Oppenheimer a lot. Oppenheimer was one of those films that initially started off very it's very science-based, and there's also a lot of politics involved as well. And those are kind of two topics I don't really get much involved in. You know, your boy prefers those action movies with Vin Diesel who drives down across the moon and beats all the aliens in the name of family. You know, those are the type of films that I watch. Or you watch those superhero movies and whatnot. You know, those are the things that I tend to enjoy. Not so much the Vin Diesel part. Family. But I do enjoy the superhero movies. So, watching something like Oppenheimer that was very complicated, I would say, in the sense of how he portrayed very conflicting ideas and very moral, very real moral issues, right? The ethical dilemmas, all these socio problems that one can experience after they developed the atomic bomb. You know, the responsibility of someone who develops something that could destroy the world, right? That was something that was drawn upon in the movie. There was a big fear that this atomic bomb that they developed, and yes, the film is about a bomb, all right? If you looked at it in all the memes and you didn't watch the film yet, yes, I can assure you, there's a big fucking bomb in there for sure. In fact, you could argue there's multiple bombs, just some that are not as, you know, just not as literal. Some a little bit more perky. And happened to be on someone's chest. Nice. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Oppenheimer. I thought Oppenheimer was really cool. I liked how it portrayed science and politics and kind of welded them together to show how science nowadays is so heavily influenced by the interests of politics, and how politicians are running science and all of our inventions and whatnot. And you know, it actually made it really interesting, right? I failed science in high school, for some context, and I struggle to understand political ideologies and their perspectives. I don't really get it. I'm a very on the fence kind of guy. So when I watch things like this, I'm just like, why are you doing that? Or why are you saying this? Or why do you believe that? You know, that's all the things that kind of run in my mind, and it's a bit infuriating sometimes. But when I sat down and watched Oppenheimer, I was pretty blown away. I was very interested. I was sitting there, I was like, holy shit, they're talking about like the bomb that's gonna fucking blow up in Japan. It's incredible. It was crazy. It was incredible because I sat down there and I watched as I saw all of these working like mechanisms work together to build on this one invention that would eventually be so catastrophic, but at the same time justified as something so worthwhile, right? The development of the atomic bomb and it being used on what do you call it, on Japan, which is really sad, you know, on when you think about it. A lot of people died and they didn't deserve to die for the political interests of monkeys sitting up in seats, you know what I mean? They didn't deserve that, but they justified it in a way that you could kind of understand it, but you can't really justify something like that purely, like 100%. You can't sit there and not struggle to sleep with making a decision like that, right? I found it very cool how they put all the parts together and showed to us like how complex some of these things really were at the time, and how they kind of allude to contemporary issues because they discuss about the issues of nuclear power and how we could potentially end the world. And you know what? Yeah, that's probably the case. You know what? Someone's gonna accidentally press the button while they're drunk, and then the whole world's gonna implode. And that'll all be because someone decided to develop a bomb that could literally wipe out cities. But it is what it is. That's not the topic that we're at. We're talking about the film here. Let's talk about Cillian Murphy. This guy, right, he's an S tier actor. His demeanor, his voice, his delivery, his posture, he's really cool, right? And that's like the most simple way for me to put it without like going crazy over him. And the way he delivers lines and how he can control his emotions in certain scenes, it really takes you back, you know? You get really invested in the characters that he plays. And you don't even know if he's the good guy half the time, right? He can do things without no display of any emotion. And you'd sit there and be like, so, did he do the right thing? Like, you'd really question it. Now, obviously, he plays Robert Oppenheimer, who is the physicist that develops the atomic bomb. But he can make that character interesting. I don't think if anyone else played Oppenheimer, that the film would be anywhere near as successful as it is, right? So yeah, Cillian Murphy, fucking perfect. And you know what? This guy he bangs in every movie. Quite literally, he bangs a lot. In Peaky Blinders and in Oppenheimer, he bangs heaps, man. This guy, wow. They must, I don't know if they pay him for it, but they should be because, whew. So this film is kind of built up on like various stories. It's not even just like the one story. I think the thing I enjoyed the most about this film is that there was no predictable ending, right? In most like superhero films, like I mentioned before, or even like your everyday action films, you kind of know where the story is going to end, right? Someone's gonna have to lose, and it's always the bad guy, right? But in this film, because Cillian Murphy plays a guy that you don't really know if he's good or bad, like you kind of sit there questioning his actions, but that's also their way of displaying character development. No character should be perfect, right? In a movie, they should have flaws and they should be overcoming these flaws. That kind of creates the adventure for us as we watch, right? It creates that journey of development that we all get to witness and appreciate, right? As the character grows, and then they overcome this huge issue, and then you know what, they end up victorious, and usually ends up good. But in this film, Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer, for this matter, faces an internal struggle, and he continues to face an internal struggle that he never really overcomes. And I can't say he really overcomes it at the end of the film either, other than he just accepts it. You know, maybe that's him overcoming it, but I don't know. But this ethical dilemma that he continues to struggle with throughout the film, he ends up accepting it by the end. And throughout the whole process, it's wild, it's crazy. From start to finish, it's like, it's just shit after shit after shit after. Well, they get momentary moments of happiness, but like, it's usually a bunch of crap that's going on because, in context, this film is kind of based around World War II as well, so there's nothing really happy going on. And this poor Oppenheimer guy just wants to like introduce his teachings to the world, you know, because I think it was quantum physics that they were introducing, and apparently at that time they were a fresh new subject for the world, and they hadn't really accepted their theory. But yeah, it's a lot of shit after shit, and he overcomes and he adapts to his situations in spite of all the restrictions placed against him. And at the end of the film, he does get somewhat of a reward, right? You can kind of say that the ending is good in a sense, but in the grand scheme of things, is it really good? Like, is the message that it's trying to send inherently a good thing for us, right? When, as viewers, as we take it home, because this film really does draw on contemporary issues, and it really brings to light a lot of dilemmas that we might experience while discussing things like politics or even our day-to-day stuff, right? I'm sure there's plenty of people in in the public sector that would argue that they can kind of relate, in a sense, to some of the issues that this movie portrays. And I think it's very interesting for us as viewers to go in and watch this film, right? I highly recommend that you should do so, because it will definitely open your mind to a lot of things, and it will make you think about a lot of things too. And that's what movies should do, I think. Movies should really encourage the viewer to explore their views a little bit more. It should kind of try to challenge them a little bit, so that the film is not too easy to digest. You need to go home thinking about it, right? Wonder, like, what was the message? What is the meaning? And what is its value, right? And this film does it perfectly. You know, at the end, you don't even know if it's a good ending, like I said. It's so complex, this film. But the way it's portrayed, its complexities is perfect. It's literally perfect. The film is so good. And Christopher Nolan has done an incredible job. He's probably made movie of the year, I would argue. That's how good that this film was. Now, obviously, I don't know how good the film's gonna be in contrast to Barbie. I reckon Barbie is gonna blow it out of the water in ratings and reviews. Barbie. God damn it. But anyways, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. I thought I would share my movie review with all of you. Something new for the channel, something fun. Not like we're not doing a bunch of random stuff anyways, but something new, something fun for you guys to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I feel like it's a good message to send home. Thank you for watching again. I really appreciate all of you. We're almost at 200 subs, so I'm thinking of some fun ideas for when we actually do get there. But if you got any recommendations, please leave them down in the comments below. I really appreciate it. I love to interact with you guys. It's a lot of fun, okay? I really enjoy it. Thank you. But yeah, anyways, until next time, thank you for viewing. It's your boy Cha-Chung. I see you next week. Yes, next week. Yeah, see you next week.